Hello again. I hope the viewers are prepared for the usual barrage of half-truths and downright fabrications and falsehoods which are trotted out in the autumn as we in Britain prepare to celebrate Black History Month. I have covered many of these games in previous videos, but somebody drew my attention recently to the t-shirt which may be seen in the thumbnail to this video. The text on this item of clothing reads as follows: "Without black inventors, you wouldn't have these." And then there's a list of supposed inventions devised by black people: elevators, fire extinguishers, stethoscopes, light bulbs, ironing board, mailbox, pencil sharpener, traffic lights, blood plasma bag, and air conditioning unit. The idea that black people invented any of these things is absolutely absurd. And it takes only a minute or two to demolish this foolishness. I've dealt with some of these things, such as the light bulb, before, but I thought it would be amusing to look at two of these things which we would not supposedly have without black inventors. That is to say, ironing boards and traffic lights. The supposed inventors of these two things are given on the shirt as Sarah Boone and Garrett Morgan. You really don't need to do much research to find out about either of them. Sarah Boone, for example. Wikipedia tells us all we need to know, and I give a link in the description to this video to a Wikipedia page about her. Her real fame lies in the fact that she was only the second black woman to be granted a patent in the United States. This wasn't for an ironing board, though, but rather a wooden mould which could be placed inside the sleeves of women's dresses so that they could be easier to iron. So, in other words, it's an improvement on, rather than ironing sleeves flat on an ironing board, you put them onto a mould, onto a wooden cylinder, and that makes them easier to iron. It's not really an ironing board, though. The ironing board itself, as we know it, that's the collapsible and portable one that we find in our kitchens, was around in the 1870s. It was invented by a man called John Porter. The first traffic lights appeared in London in 1868. These were gaslit. The first electric traffic lights were operating in the United States before the First World War. Most of these were operated by a policeman standing by there, watching the traffic and then signalling stop or go. Some of these lights were combined with semaphore signals, like the old signals that were used on railway lines in Britain. By 1922, though, automatic traffic lights were working in New York. They were on timers. These were the traditional three-coloured lights that we're all familiar with and needed nobody to work them. They simply went all by themselves. The following year, a black man called Garrett Morgan filed a patent for a semaphore-type traffic light, which would need a policeman to operate it by standing there working the levers. By this time, of course, traffic lights were such a well-known thing, there were so many developments going on, that the system he devised was obsolete. Automatic electric lights were being used all over America by that time. It is Garrett Morgan's name which appears on the Black Inventions t-shirt with the claim that were it not for him, we would not have traffic lights. This is Black History Month all over. It's a celebration of fantasy, a carefully constructed alternative universe in which black people played a major role in world history. None of it bears close examination, just as in the two cases of which I've just spoken. The whole object of the exercise is to make black people feel good about themselves by pretending to believe that they invented traffic lights and stethoscopes, or that they once ruled the Roman Empire, and so on. There's not a word of truth in any of it, and the pity of it is that children are being taught this nonsense at school during October. I have no idea if those telling them this actually believe what they are saying, but that hardly matters. It's It's high time that this whole enterprise was scrapped and that we went back to teaching school pupils about things which actually happened. History lessons, things which used to be a regular feature in classrooms once upon a time in this country.